So let's talk social media. So you had that video in 2020, the live action Mulan movie critique that goes over what 3 million views.
Yeah, it has like 3.6 now, which is just bad. Wait, no. The 2021 has like 3.2 or something. It's my 1998 cartoon Mulan review that has like 3.6 million. So which is just completely baffling to me because those are long videos and people really sat through them. Okay.
So how do you? Because I know you do additional media critiques. So when did you decide to also do Chinese history?
Oh, I always wanted to do Chinese history on my YouTube videos. Like I think right in one of my first I think in my Mulan 1998 video, I was already promising to do videos about Chinese history because that's my real gig. That's the stuff I really want to talk about. And then in my media reviews, I do find a lot of excuses to start talking about Chinese history. And of course, Zachary Yin is just one. Zachary Yin, the book, is just one big excuse to like tell people about Chinese history. And in my original draft of Zachary Yin, there was actually like so many more historical stories that my agent was like, okay, this is too much. You got to cut some of this out. You have to like focus on actually telling a story. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
Well, anybody that is curious, and I never tire of telling people other YouTube channels they could be watching while they're watching us. But if they go to your channel right now, they can look at your playlist for Chinese history.
Yeah.
And I was watching How Nun became China's only female emperor, and it looks like you've just sat down and extemporaneously off the top of your head started talking history. And obviously there are edits because I can see your cat moving around in the
Yeah.
background. But it looks like it's one long take. And is that true? Can that
That
possibly?
is not true at all. I have to like really heavily edit down myself because I am actually not that good of an orator. And then so I also have like this like what are those things called where it's like the things that like news people read off, like you see Lester Holt on NBC, and of course he's not like reciting all the news off the top of his. It's a teleprompter. That's the word I was looking for. So I have to write an entire script and then I read off of a teleprompter because otherwise I can't recite all that information off the top of my head. And then I have gotten better at my like actual raw footage to edited footage ratio. I would say that I have to edit it down. I have to edit about 2/3 of bad takes out of it. And at the beginning when I first started doing YouTube, it was like I had to edit away 3/4 of of just bad takes of just like and then sentences I mess up. So yeah, there is a lot that you don't see that I keep in my computer, and the final product, it's a very like edited down, sanitized version of just the chaotic take that I did.
So how long does that script that you should start with? Yeah, how long is the script?
Script, I seem to have a tendency to go, well, for my history topics I go for like 40 minutes, and I try to make that like my limit. 40 minutes my limit to how long a video is. And then nowadays I think whenever I do a video I go for like 20 something minutes. Like my latest video, Turning Red, it was like 25 minutes or something. And I try to be shorter, but somehow I always end up writing like 20 minutes worth of material.
Sorry, are you writing like word for word what you expect to say, or is it just, hey, hit these key points along the way, and then maybe some ideas for jokes because they're very funny these videos.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, what does the script look like to get you prepared?
oh, it is word for word. Because I'm not good at improv, so I do some improv, but not a lot. And also, if I stray away from the script, then it's gonna be a pain for me to like do the subtitles later. So I try to like write the script exactly as I like want me to like say in the video. And yeah, so it's very tightly scripted because otherwise it's just a pain to deal with later.
And you do the subtitles yourself?
Yeah, it's super simple. I discovered like before, the subtitles were done by my assistant Trisha, but now I realize that YouTube just lets you like upload the entire script and then it will automatically just like try and match it to what you say, which is nice. Like, thanks, YouTube.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you've already written the full script anyway. Why not? That makes
I
sense.
know, yeah. So I could just so I try not to stray off the script to not cause pain for me in the subtitle department.
So, the extra pressure of do you want to correct your subtitles later? Better read it more or less exact.
Exactly.
So how long from beginning to research to writing the script to recording the video to editing the video to putting the video up? How long would a 40-minute history video take you to put together?
Oh, a 40-minute history video, definitely more than a week. For my shorter videos, around the 20-minute something mark, it is also around a week. Like, I would like to finish the script in like one day, but that never happens. So a script takes me 3, 4, maybe 5 days, and then I film, and then it takes me like probably 12 hours to edit. And most of this editing is done overnight because I'm always behind my deadlines for the videos. And then I upload it to my sponsors for them to approve my sponsor segment, and then I get to go live.
And how do you deal with nerves? Because the only way I can do a show like this is I remember it's just you and me having a conversation right now. And if should anybody watch or listen to it later, that's their business. That's got nothing to do with me. But if I were you and it's just me there reading the script, and I know that you're going to have as of this recording, 426,000 potential subscribers who might tune in, well over 100,000 on any given video, sometimes into 200, 300, 400,000. They're all looking right at you, looking into the camera. Does that not ever give you pause? How do you overcome that? You're human. That must give you a little bit of nervousness. How do you overcome that?
Actually, I don't get nervous when I record videos. I think having a really solid script definitely helps, because beforehand I've already ironed out everything I want to say, and then I have like thought about like how this might be received. So I like do really heavy edits on the script, and yeah, having a really solid script, and then I just sit down and just like read the teleprompter, and then it works out fine.
That's amazing. Okay. So how do you know, when do you feel that you've had a successful video?
I would consider all of my videos successes, just because, if I manage to get the video done, that's a success for me. So I don't really have a measure of like, oh, like I wish this had how many thousands of views or whatever. I don't really measure myself by that, because I know that some topics I talk about are inherently like super, super obscure. So I would talk about, so for example, I would talk about like this queen from the Shang dynasty, and it somehow like it has people are watching it. That's a win for me, because these are stories of my passion, stories that I'm like really want the world to know. And as long as people are watching it, that's a success for me. And then there's videos which success catches me off guard, like my it was a 10 video, the how a nun became China's first only female emperor. That has like so many views, which really surprised me, because it is just me talking history for 40 minutes. And so yeah, all of my videos surprise me with their success, because I don't chase trends. I don't I only do videos with topics that are close to my heart, that I'm passionate about. And so yeah, every video is a success to me, because I am always surprised that people are so interested in what I have to say.
You're so obviously knowledgeable about the history. How do you get to that point? Where do you gather your sources? Because you're not talking opinion. This is all fact that somebody, being the internet, is going to be going through with the fine-tooth comb and making sure everything is correct, right?
I know, definitely, yeah. There are always going to be like those nerds who are going to fact check your information. So I aim to be the nerd who like fact check their own information first. Like, I am my own worst critic, and I always if there's even like something that I'm like I have the slightest doubt about, I go in and I research I research the H word out of it. Yeah. And so yeah,
subscribers.
yeah. Especially I think having the ability to type and read Chinese really helps because most of this, like the history that has been studied for thousands of years, like whatever questions you have, someone else has already asked it. And if you Google hard enough, then you can find where people have discussed like, oh, is this true? Is this true? And if this is true because of these reasons. So I like look at those. I really like try to just iron out all of the like doubts that I had. And I look at like lectures by history professors in Chinese, because like Chinese sources are always going to be the best. I do not trust English sources, especially English sources on the internet about this kind of thing. But with like Chinese professors and stuff, those like people who have studied the history, studied the primary resources for like years and years of their academic lives, you know that their word is probably trustworthy. So yeah, I really rely heavily on just lectures that are available online. And yeah, that's just Chinese history communication is a lot stronger in China than I feel than in the West, just because like in China, you have like celebrity historians and archaeologists who are like always on TV, and they do they have like variety shows about artifacts, which is just amazing. And yeah, it's like the history communication, like pop history is a lot stronger in China. And so you can find these people who are reliable, and then you can find what they've said and to like fact check your stuff. And yeah, so like for example, my Empress Wu series is heavily based on a series of lectures by the professor Meng Man, who I really respect, and I know all of her stuff is like fact checked and true. So I like really leaned into those lectures while I was doing those videos.
And your passion is evident, whether it's through the videos, whether it's through the books. How far does that go back? When did you first have a strong interest in Chinese history and history in general?
I think, well, my dad is really into Chinese history, and I get a whole bunch of like, he has a huge library full of like books on Chinese history, and I regularly consult them. But yeah, I think, yeah, ever since I was a kid, I would be watching like lecture series on TV because that's what's broadcasted on Chinese television, just like history professors just straight up giving you a lecture. And I think that has really influenced the style of my videos, because like most pop history videos on YouTube are like animations, which I do really respect, but I can't personally do animations. So that's why my videos are just me talking at the camera. And yeah, I'm very influenced by those like history lectures that I watched as a kid on Chinese TV. And then in recent years, I got really, really back into Chinese history again, because the stories just inspire me, like especially the stories that are like more counterculture, like about rebels and about these like women who managed to like become super powerful in spite of like Confucian doctrine that women have to like stay in the shadows and like support men instead. And so I'm really inspired by these stories of just people breaking the mold and yeah, rebelling and just like living their authentic lives. It's like the counterculture people. And so yeah, that's where my interest in Chinese history comes from.